Hey guys, before you watch this video, I just want to give a huge disclaimer that there will be spoilers in this video for the Archon Quest of 2.1 and Ball Story Quest. So if you have not played those, you might not want to watch this video. It all started during the Archon War thousands of years ago, where the gods fought over the land of Tevat for the Eyes of Celestia. Across a war that spanned many years, several gods perished before the 7 we know became Archons. Around 2,000 years ago was around the time the last seat was decided. Within those Archons came a set of twins, who were fierce warriors of Electro. These two twins were known as Baal and Beelzebul, who were crowned victorious and ruled over the island nation of Inazuma, thus establishing the shogunate. These two twins also had real names, being Raiden Makoto and Raiden A. The shogunate, or the Inazuma Bakufu, consists of 3 commissions: the Tenryou Commission, the Yashiro Commission, and the Kanju Commission. Each commission represents its responsibility for the land of Inazuma, the first being the Tenryou Commission. The Tenryou Commission is the head of public security, thus handling military and police affairs across Inazuma. The Kanju Commission manages Inazuma's finances, handles the border, and other foreign affairs. Lastly, the Yashiro Commission handles all of Inazuma's culture, shrine affairs, and they're also in charge of ceremonial affairs, events, and public festivities. For millennia to come, the land of Inazuma was a prosperous place where the two twins ruled jointly, with Baal being seen as the main Electro Archon and Beelzebul as her shadow warrior, or her Kagemusha. The world, however, only had knowledge of there being one Electro Archon, being Baal. As Baal's Kagemusha, Beelzebul also had the privilege of meeting the Anima Archon Barbados and Geo Archon Morax. It seems she respects Morax and Barbados, but definitely has some indifferences with the bard style of drinking. Along with the two twins though, they had other friends they could count on in aiding the rule of Inazuma. Those friends consisted of an Oni, Kitsune, and Tengu. The Tengu being Sasayuri, the Oni being Chiyo, and the Kitsune being Saigu. They all lived together in prosperity, seeing their original vision of what eternity was supposed to be like. Their vision of eternity was to keep peace and to prosper, living in an everlasting eternity, cherishing every moment. Raiden Baal, or Makoto, stated, "Never stop searching, even if only for a brief flash of light. If nothing else, we have the present moment." Along with these folks, there was also another tribe of people who worshipped a serpent god by the name of Orobashi. These worshippers were known as the Sangonomiya clan. Originally, the Sangonomiya people came from an underwater nation called Ankanomiya, and Orobashi had helped them establish life above. Orobashi and his people used to live in prosperity with the shogun and her people, until one day out of nowhere Orobashi attacked. Raiden Beelzebul, or A, along with her Tengu general Sasayuri, took charge in that battle, and Raiden A slashed Orobashi, thus killing him with her Muso no Hitotachi swordsmanship. One single slash of her weapon created a great rift, which split Yashiori Island in half. During that battle though, her dear friend Sasayuri unfortunately met his fate. With the death of Orobashi though, came his curse, known as the Tataragami. A well-known martial artist known as Kitane the Serpent was one of the Yashiori Island Guardians who helped subdue the Tataragami and was also known for his remarkable spearmanship. 500 years prior to the traveler's adventure, the calamity of Conria hit Inazuma, taking away many more people from her life, one being her twin sister, Makoto. Makoto, according to Yae Miko, was a kind and gentle god. Both sisters seemed to love each other very much. But when Makoto was taken away from A, 2 other deaths followed, being Chiyo's and Saigu's. Chiyo the Oni was taken over by the darkness that the calamity had brought, and the same also applied for Saigu. Saigu became filth, and Chiyo attacked A. Therefore, she had no choice but to slay her. After the death of her own sister, and the death of 2 more close friends, A reached her breaking point, locking her consciousness away. She knew the physical body could decay, but the conscious could not. After locking herself away, she created a puppet clone of herself programmed to do Archon functions, watching Inazuma while she meditated in her plane of euthymia, living in her own thought of eternity. This puppet was created with the purpose of setting Raiden A's idea of eternity into motion. A took a different approach for her version of eternity. It was no longer the vision Makoto had, with living in peace, trying to cherish even the present moments. But I've seen a nation stride forward and lose everything to the heavenly principles. Perhaps only if time stands still will the lightning's glow never fade. The present moment is only a fragile illusion. Only eternity can bring us closer to the heavenly principles. I am no longer the shadow. Mine is the most supreme and noble form. Let power over the realm be vested within me. In this form, I shall honor my subjects' dream for a land of eternity, unchanging forevermore. A had the fear of losing more people, and thought if this form of eternity was intact, she would never have to witness these sorts of travesties again. But before the Raiden Shogun we see though, another puppet was created as a test into the puppet making technology. He was just a test to see if making a puppet would work. With that said, he was created, and was the prototype of the current Raiden Shogun A uses. A wished not to kill him, so she instead sealed his powers and set him free to live his life. He was referred to as a wanderer who walked the lands of Inazuma for some time. He was then later discovered by the Fatui and was then altered for his power he had as a creation of an Archon. This puppet is known as Scaramouche, number 6 of the Harbingers, also known as Balladeer. This was more than likely the work of Dotore, one of the Fatui Harbingers. During that time, Chiyo's son, Iwakura the Successor, was the eldest biological son of the Oni Chiyo, and the legitimate heir to the Mikoshi clan. He also had an adopted brother named Mikoshi Nagamasa. Iwakura, feeling shame and carrying burden of the betrayal from his clan, locked himself in solitude after the calamity. During his seclusion, he encountered the Tengu, Teruyu of the Yugo. Shortly after overcoming her challenge in a duel, she bestowed him with the name Iwakura, so he would be able to distance himself from his Mikoshi name. He became the patriarch of the Iwakura clan. After gaining that title and demonstrating his power, he became the Kujo clan sword instructor and gained the title of Dawan. Saigu was associated with someone by the name of Takamine the Mistsplitter, who was a wanderer and a gambler, two traits he could never rid himself of. He met a Tengu, made a wager with her, and was able to learn the Tengu way of archery, along with already possessing superb swordsmanship. With these skills in mind, he became a Hatamato, a trusted samurai warrior to the shogun. He married, but was still in love with a shrine maiden named Kanade. Upon the calamity, he and Kanade made a bet together that he would return even without the usage of his bow. However, Takamine was corrupted by the darkness and was thought to be dead. Years later though, he returned and Kanade pierced him with her arrows, thus saying she did that to save him. After losing all of these esteemed individuals and close friends, Raiden A continued her meditation in solitude for centuries to come, while her puppet took over as Archon, still performing her ideologies of eternity to her nation. 1 year prior to the start of Genshin, the Shogun declared the Sakoku Decree and the Vision Hunt Decree. She declared these decrees as a way of preserving her own thought of eternity, while having no idea she was being betrayed by the Kujo clan and they were being used by the Fatui. While this is all going on under A's nose, the Kujo clan and the Sangonomiya worshippers are having a civil war with each other, due to the decrees. They hadn't always seen eye to eye, but the decree definitely set a civil war into motion. The traveler then makes their way to Inazuma in pursuit of finding out more about their sibling. Upon landing in Inazuma, the traveler is introduced to this catastrophe of problems, and thus embarks on their journey through Inazuma. Traveler is then greeted with a duel with A's puppet, and unfortunately gets popped. However, after working with the likes of the Kamisato clan, Naganohara Fireworks, and the Guji priestess Yae Miko, the traveler is able to step into the plane of Euthymia and duel Raiden A one last time in an attempt to shake her will. After an epic duel between A and the traveler, A's view on eternity is altered and begins to contemplate on what she should do. Later, during A's story quest, the traveler showcases the newly modernized Inazuma to A, and she starts to realize that a lot has changed since she was last there. She is absolutely enamored by all the cultural changes within Inazuma, especially with the light novels. She is quite intrigued with the writing the Yae publishing house has to offer, and the fact Yae Miko created the publishing house makes it all the more humorous. We see A take such interest in these books, and it's actually quite adorable. After the fun bits, A then confronts the Kujo clan's betrayal, and we get to really see her step up as an Archon as herself. She realizes that her way of eternity was wrong, and that human life changes over time regardless of divine intervention. Well, that concludes the life of the Raiden Shogun. She has had quite the life as any Archon would. Raiden A's vision of eternity was greatly affected by the calamity, but in the end, she was brought back to her senses with the help of the Traveler. I want to know more about Raiden Makoto though, and what kind of person she was. She seems like a really nice person, and I would love to get to know more about her story. I hope we can get more info on her in the future at some point. Anyways though, what did you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know whose life you would like me to cover next. With that said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for opening the Tevachinary, and with that said, I will see you in the future for more Genshin Impact content and lore.